Maddie. We didn't have a lot of money to be spending on them expensive capture cards.
But you don't need a lot of money to be spending on those expensive capture cards. Let's go ahead and show you the cheapest way to get your stream up and running with a console and a PC for next to nothing. Okay, so first let me show you an expensive capture card and what it does here. The HDMI signal comes in from my console here. It is then captured here in this device and sent back out through USB-C out to my PC, where it's received as a video signal, such as a webcam or just any kind of video input device. However, you wonder why there's this out over here. This out is actually very important because there is a lag from the console going into here, it being captured and sent back out through the USB-C. There's a lag, so you can't just watch your OBS preview and play your game, or it'll feel like super laggy. So this little HDMI out is what is important here, and this basically goes directly into my monitor. So basically I'm having a pass through from the console coming in, it's going right out here, and then this device is just kind of looking at it as it comes through and passes through here, and it sends it over to OBS. So if we really think about what's going on here, it's basically just capturing it as it goes by and directly over to my monitor. So there's no lag on my monitor, and I'm getting actual real-time input from my controller to my console, and it's showing up on my monitor in real time. So that knowledge is helpful, so we know what we're trying to replicate here. Now we're going to do it as cheaply as possible. Now keep in mind that that capture card right there, I believe it cost me $179. Let's go ahead and show a cheaper way to actually do this. And we're back under my desk. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is another capture card, and it was made in China, purchased off Amazon for $16. $179. $16, $179, $16. Now what it has is an HDMI input over here. You put the input going in right here, and then a USB out, and this USB goes directly into my computer and shows up as a capture card or a video input device. Now, if you're observant, you will have noticed that there was no HDMI out on that cheap capture card. That means there's no real way to monitor what is coming out of the capture card other than OBS, where it's gonna feel really laggy. So in addition to the cheap capture card, we're going to use this. Now this is an HDMI splitter, and it actually works really well. Right here you can see this is a little charging port for it, so you just plug it in USB. I plug mine right into the back side of my Xbox. I keep it plugged in. It does have a battery, because who doesn't want a battery on an HDMI splitter? I have no idea why there's a battery on it, but I keep mine plugged in full time. And then let me explain to you what's happening here. The HDMI out from my Xbox is coming into here to the single port right here. This is the input. And then it is outputted twice here. It is basically creating a mirror image of whatever is coming through this HDMI splitter. And it's split twice. One is going to that very cheap capture card, and one is going directly to my monitor. So to better understand this, I have my monitor here that is just receiving the HDMI input directly from the HDMI splitter, and I'm able to go ahead and use the controller, and there will be no lag whenever I use the controller because it's a direct input. There's nothing actually being captured here. It's just a direct input. And then off the splitter, the other side of the splitter is going directly into my capture card. And you can see this is showing up in OBS, where I can go ahead and stream. And I don't need to watch or monitor any of this because I know it's just going to be a duplicate of what is being played on the main screen. So now I know you're thinking, like, instead of buying one thing, I'm gonna have to buy two things. Well, yeah, let's take a quick look at the pricing and see how it compares. So here we are on my computer with a million tabs open. We're just gonna go to Amazon and search capture card here, and you can see we've got a lot cheaper options here. It's $37 right here for this 4K Ultra HD capture card, USB 3.0, 1080, everything you would need right there. You can see this is my exact capture card, my expensive one. It's on sale from $180 down to $150. And again, that might be some kind of holiday sale. It's around the holidays right now when I'm filming this. But look right here. This is not the same brand, but a similar capture card here. We're looking at $17 for this capture card. I'm talking about a very, very big, like 10% of what this capture card is right here. And then if we would need to get the HDMI splitter as well, which I do recommend if you are going to be playing like games that you need to have like really quick input on, I do recommend an HDMI splitter as well. Right here, the best seller, looking at $15.89 right there. Another one, $15, $12. If we figure in maybe about $15 for this, maybe $16 for the capture card, we're looking at probably around like 30, 35 bucks max for a capture card that essentially does exactly what we need it to do. And it captures everything. Now, it's not going to be perfect. I will tell you that. It's not going to be perfect when you're trying to recreate something that's a very high-end, expensive product with very cheap products, but it does work. It works in most cases, and it might be worth a shot for about 20% of the price of the expensive product. Now, I want to mention a few things. Sometimes the audio can be a little tricky, and also this capture card, this cheaper capture card, only captures with a max of 720. I don't know about this other $16 one. Maybe they've improved a little bit since then. My cheap one just captures in 720, which is okay, honestly. A 720 stream is definitely a stream I'll stick around and watch. It's not make or break. And if you're just getting started and you're on a very low budget, I definitely think it's going to be better than nothing. So check out the 2 links that are going to be listed down below in the description and see what kind of price you can get for a capture card, see what kind of price you can get for an HDMI splitter, and maybe just compare it. Maybe it's worth a shot just to try it. Maybe you're like, no way, I'm going like all out. I got to do this right the first time. Then go for the more expensive one. I will have that listed down below in the description as well. But I do recommend maybe just checking this out and see if maybe it would work for you if you're on a very low shoestring budget. And what should they do if they like today's video? Oh yes, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, Sonny.